Welcome back. Hi. Welcome back to Abby's Journeys, and today we're in Ayrshire and I'm going to tell you all about Robbie Burns and all about his history. So today, what I'm going to do is walk you down here at the moment. Actually, I just noticed the statue. Now, Robert Burns, he was a poet, but I'm going to take you inside, tell you about his getting brought up first, his whole history about that, and then I'm going to take you over and have a wee look at the museum. And this is just looks like it's made out of straw. And this was Robbie Burns. As you can see, he's got a book in his hand. Over here on the right hand side here we see a horse. That's all we get to go for. You can see the house here, the Burns cottage. Straw, okay, whole roof. It's amazing how it's still like that, eh? So in this part here, folks, William Burns, and that was Robert's father, he hoped to develop this area into a market garden. So he called this site here the New Gardens, but it never seemed to master his plans, so he made it into vegetable plots, and he's got an orchard of 39 apple trees. That's what it's saying here, and it was planted in spring 2016, and today it has additional planting of pear, cherry and plum and varieties. There's a wee bit over there, you can have a sit as well. So I'll take you through here. This is the cottage entrance. Look at that, folks. Well, it's a bit dark down here, so I hope you can see. This is telling you all a wee bit. Give me the child until he's 7 and I will show you the man. Neat turnip, garron, male chest, rattan, rat, clean, blue, plough. I can actually hear animals. Oh! This must have been his farm cottage, eh? I was wondering what that noise was. This is where they used to milk all the cows. So this is basically a farm. This is where the butter and cheese was getting made. You can actually hear all the cows. Oh, check this out, folks, look at this. Look at that. The horses. uncommonly muddy route tomorrow. Look at the old-fashioned old barrels. This is his farmhouse then. I'm going to take you through here and another bit, folks. And again, everywhere I go these days, can you beat the coal fire? You just feel the history in here, folks. Everywhere you go there's writing. So it's saying here he was inspired by language and learning. This is where he was brought up basically. Oh, look at this, folks. Oh wow, look at that. So this is Robert Burns's. Look at them clothes. 25th of January to 1759. And this is Gilbert Burns, born 28th of September 1760. Agnes Burns, 30th of September 1762. And Annabella Burns, 14th of November 1764. And this is with her bed. Wow. I mean, can you imagine this? I mean, this is what it was like back in them days, folks. This is where people used to sleep. I'm talking 1700s. And look at these cots. Check out the cots. That's solid. All their plates. So it's saying here, the mother with her needle and her shears, cars all clays looked as well as the new. So basically where the mother sat was here, and this is where she used to work on a wee machine. I keep hearing pots and stuff. Check out the stove, folks. Look at that big long stick. And in the background there you can hear all the songs. So this his clean hairstone, his 50 wives smile, the lips in the infant planted on his knee, does all the care and care, and makes him quite forget his labour and his toil. It's a wee bit hard to pronounce the words, but it's actually really, really nice. So it is. Look at this. Funky will-o'-wisp, blithering talking diddy. Lint smoke rain child. I mean, it's amazing. This place is still a good size. It's still, for the Scottish weather, it's great. This is still basically great condition, you know. And it's here to give everybody the life of Robert Burns when he was brought up. This is all about his history. I mean, I can't go over them. Look at the size of them. It's so cute. It must have been very, very... I mean, you need to put that on at the writing as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So lovely, folks, eh? Right, this is where he was brought up. So I'm going to take these over to the museum next. I'm going to take a wee couple of pictures. Right, folks, this is where Robert Burns was brought up. This is his living room. There's some stones here as well. I mean, you can just picture all the... This is where they would make their butter, their cheese. This is where they would do the milking and the cows. I mean, it was a great size as well there. Planted the seeds of inspiration. Wow. Right. I mean, look at that roof, folks. So I'm going to tell you a wee bit more about him in a wee second once we go over to the museum, all about him being a famous poet. So it's just saying a wee bit here how they're celebrating every year with the Scottish. We all have a celebrate a Burns night, so there's always somebody to say a wee bit from his poem, and then they'll end up, we all have haggis, neat and ties, that's what they call it. It's basically potatoes, turnip and haggis, so that's what they call it. I call it, but anywhere else it's haggis, neat and ties. There's a wee bit under here. So the next stop we're going to take you to the museum. Folks, we're at Robert Burns Museum. I'm going to take you right through it. Right, here we are, through to Robert Burns' museum. So this is a statue here of Robert Burns. So this is a copy by Sir John Steele of his Ionic sculpture that was unveiled in Poets' Corner, Westminster Abbey on the 7th of March 1885.
The Poet's Path has a growing collection of sculptures, including a giant mouse and a granite haggis. It is lined with weather vanes illustrating scenes from Tam Shamford. Burns Cottage is one of the most famous buildings in Scotland. It was built in 1757 by Burns' father, William Burness. Burns was born here and spent the first 7 years of his life here. The Robert Burns Birthplace Museum Learning Team deliver formal and informal education that's fun for all ages.
Yeah, it just took us a 5 minutes ago. So this is Robert Burns, all his letters, all his poems that he's wrote. So this was his writing desk.
Our shop has unique items and extensive books about Burns or by him. If you have any questions, please ask a member of staff. Enjoy your visit.
So it's saying here Robert used this desk during his final years in Dumfries. Some of his most famous songs, like Scott's Waha and A Man's a Man for That, were probably first written at this desk. So Burns was good for writing up stories with loads of different characters and settings. He often gave originally things like plants, insects and animals starring roles. He even made them talk. And there's one of his poems here. One's a bonny wee lass, a bonny wee Jean Mickle. That was the song I remember. So when he started, he was only 14. So this is Robert Burns' commonplace book, and that was from 1783 to 1785. So this is when he started to comment on all his work. So see this was wrote by Robert Burns, and then it was made into a song, A Bonny Wee Lass. You see that? Actually, see when you lift up this phone, it's got songs in it. It's got his song in it as well. Bonny Wee Lass. All Scottish music in the background. So these over here, these are called frat hooks. They were used to chop the items of barley, oats and corn. So Robert took nettle stings out of this when he was out working in these. He took a lot of nettle stings. So this is when he poured into his first song. So here we have, in honour thy father and thy mother. See how it's all spelt different, and it's saying it's like faith air and myth air, so father and mother. That's the way he pronounced it. This was their chairs. And this was the milking stool down here. So this chair over here, that belonged to William Burns and Agnes Brown, and that was the parents of the famous poet Robert Burns. 1770 is when it was built. Wow. So the baby clothes that I showed you in where they were brought up the cottage, this is his sister, and it was all different names I was showing you. So this here is his sister. This is Robert Burns himself, a fine looking man. No picture of his brother here, but this was Gilbert Burns, his brother. James Glencairn Burns is his son. Very smart. Jean Armour was his wife. Robert Burns Jr., that was his son. Look at the hair, the curls. Very smart, very smart. And this was William Nicol Burns. Jean Armour Burns, the great granddaughter. Robert Burns, the grandson. The granddaughter. Betty Park and Jane Emma Burns, the granddaughter. I noticed back in the days when there was pictures, nobody smiled. Very proud. That's what I would say, proud. This is the family trees, they call it. The social circle. So it's saying here that's a letter up here he sent to his wife Jean while preparing a home for them at Island Farm. So that was in 1788. Brave photo of Robert Burns and Helen Mary as well. This is just like the family tree here. I mean 1786 Robert Burns to 1857. Wow. And this is the Bible, the whole Bible. It's a big place. This is all the famous pictures for this. Some people who all drew Robert Burns. Statue. So everywhere you look, folks, it's got all Robert Burns, whatever all his sayings that he had, all his poems, loads of poems. Let's see that chair actually. So that chair was made in 1858. Chair is calibrated carved. It's just telling you the chair when it's got dogs on it as well. See that? So this is saying here that Scots or Bannockburn Bruce to his troops by Robert Burns. So Robert visited Bannockburn near Stirling in August 1787. So he wrote to Scots 6 years later, and he set an old tune which he imagined British troops had heard as they marched into battle. So he gave them a tune to march into battle. And here we are. This is when Robert the Bruce was marching into battle. No, Robert the Bruce. That one. Aye, Robert the Bruce. Get mixed up with Robert the Bruce and Robert Burns. So on here's the old lines of syne song. So that's what everybody sings at a New Year, the old lang syne. So it's a meaning of friendship. Amishana. So this one here, it's saying the meeting of Robert Burns and Captain Francis Gross in 1789. So they met together while he was getting materials for his book. After meeting the historian Francis Grollis, Robert took spooky stories he had heard as a child and wove them into a famous poem. So he made spooky stories into a poem as well. I think this is all about the famous people of fame, because Elvis wasn't sitting next to Robert Burns. Giving him a hamburger. Here you go. Einstein there as well, so this is all obviously the fame game, as I call it. Saying here he donated it to his grandfather. See the guns there? He brought the pistols to the auction in Johannesburg the previous year and felt they should rightfully return it back to Scotland. It's saying here his grandfather was born to a farming family in Pennycook and then he emigrated to South Africa, and then he felt the pistols should belong back to Scotland, so he gave them back to Burns Cottage. And that was a grandson. What's this? Oh, and here's the pistols here. Wow, look at them pistols. So what these are is dueling pistols. So as you can see in the movies, one person walks that way, the other one goes that way, there's so many feet, and then put yours in now. So yeah. So as you can see, Robert Burns, he wrote poems and sang about sundry different women, so it's women. I'm sure he had a few women in his life, Robert Burns. So it's saying there he wrote a letter to another lady. She refused it, and she never replied back to him. See? Right, and there's another wee story about Robert Burns. He liked his woman. Well, what he wasn't getting on with is saying here his future wife to be, and that was Jean. He met a lady called the Highland Mary. So it's saying here, according to some, she carried his child as well. So Highland Mary, she was inspired by his poems and songs, a great about love and loss. So it's in here 1763 to 1986. So the Highland Mary, and I'm sure a grave is in Greenock, I'm sure. She's also got a monument as well. And that's all his poems and all his songs. a bit dark over there, so I don't want to take these over and not be able to see a thing. Let's see what this one says. If I could sing it, I would, but I can't. What it is, it's singing a song. Highland songs. Probably Burns ones. And this was a movie made for Robert Burns, where he ran his partner began his. I'm going round and I'm saying he has been writing a lot of letters to a lot of women, but some of them are kind of declining. I don't know what he was really like back in them days. But he was famous. Famous poet. Famous poet. On this here, this apron, it's called a Masonic apron, and Robert wore this apron during his Masonic meetings at the lodge in Dumfries. Its symbols are linked with the medieval stonemasons who inspired the founders of Freemasonry. So that's what he wore. Loads of books. Loads and loads. Take you over here, folks. So when Robert attended dancing lessons in Tarleton, his coach William Gregg played this fiddle while Robert learned the steps. Late in life, Robert owned a fiddle himself and probably had a basic grasp of playing the instrument. So Robert Burns' English guitar. There's more guns, folks. Robert Burns' pistols. So he carried these as he worked as a exciseman, a tax collector employed by the Crown from 1789 until his death in 1796. The job was unpopular and at times dangerous, so he carried in pistols with him. Robert wrote often about hatred and injustice and social inequality. Yet he gained near a slave plantation job in Jamaica to earn a better wage. Later, needing to fend for his wife and family, he opted for a job as a exciseman. That's his slip. What's in here? There you go. That's his dipping rods. I don't know what's happening. As you look through these binoculars, it's like the animals and that inside. There's the man himself. Look at that gun, folks. That's when he was catching the rabbits, I take it, and this is the gun up there. That's a pure rabbit there. Very dark in here. Here's Robert Burns' riding crop. There's his suit. An umbrella. Loads and loads of history of Robert Burns here, folks. Loads. Pictures just say it all, don't they? Right, well, this is Robert Burns' museum. I hope you like all the history about him. I'm going to take this outside in a minute. Right, I'm going to take you down to Burns Monument and Gardens. I think the last time I came here was when I was in school, and that's a long time ago. Right, so this is where we're going right now, the Monument Gardens, 1823 to 2023, celebrating 200 years. That's just postcards. But this is where we're going to see now. Oh, and there's a wee rose for Burns. Oh, that's nice. That's just like people that's passed away and they've just put the family have put this in memory all the way right along. Oh. Right, we'll take this right along here. This is see the monument up ahead of us. There you go, folks. There's a monument there. You can hear the birds, it's that quiet in here. Look how they made that. It's in the shape of a fish, isn't it? But it's like a lion's face or something. You can actually just sit here when the weather's better. Just for nice and quiet. That's someone I'm looking for. When you come here, they give you a map, so I'm just trying to figure out whereabouts we are. Not that one, but I was wanting to go and see that. Actually, I can see the bridge over here. Oh, I've never seen this. All plates, all rubber buns.
When Charles leave the street, and pretty neighbours eat, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to pack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy and getting through and unca happy, within on the land Scots miles. The mosses, water, slaps and stiles lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fand honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae air ae night did canter. All there, what ne'er tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Ah, Tam, hast thou been so wise as take thy ain wife Kate's advice? She told you ill, there was a skellum, a blithering, blustering, drunken blillum, that frae November to October, ae market day, thou wasna sober. That thou can never in the mirror, thou sang as long as thou had summer. That every day was
That's actually Robert Burns. All his poems he's written. Right to live with me. So we've got the old cut, oh good, the signs up here. So there's the old cut Burns Cottage, into that one. There's the museum and gardens. So we're going to now go to the Bridge of Doon. So that's it over here, Bridge of Doon. If you're coming down here folks, I mean it's a lot to do. I can't remember it when I came here when I was a kid right enough, but there's a lot to do. And if you're hungry as well, there's cafeterias there. There's a shop if you want to buy any souvenirs. If you're not from Scotland and you want a wee souvenir to take back where you stay. Just heading up the Bridge of Doon now. Oh. The Bridge of Doon. Oh, I bloody hit that up man. Anyway, this is the Bridge of Doon. Wow, look at this folks. I mean, it's a nice place to take your dogs for a walk as well. I know, folks, if you're going to come here, I was asking myself, you can't take your dogs inside, like the museums and stuff, but you're okay for outside, so if you want to, but always check to make sure. But when I read up about it, it does say your dogs can come with you, but they're not allowed inside, basically. Right. Oh dear. See what it's like over here. Right, I'm going to take you down to Burns Monument and Gardens. I think the last time I came here was when I was in school, and that's a long time ago. Right, so this is where we're going right now. The Monument Gardens, 1823 to 2023, celebrating 200 years. That's just postcards. But this is where we're going to see now. Oh, and there's a wee rose for Burns. Oh, that's nice. That's just like people that's passed away, and they've just put the family have put this in memory all the way right along. Oh. Right, we'll take this right along here. This is see the monument up ahead of us. There you go, folks. There's a monument there. You can hear the birds, it's that quiet in here. Look how they made that. It's in the shape of a fish, isn't it? But it's like a lion's face or something. You can actually just sit here when the weather's better. Thanks for a nice piece of weather. That's a monument for the folks. When you come here, they give you a map So I'm just trying to figure out whereabouts we are. Not that one, but I was wanting to go and see that. Actually, I can see the bridge over here. Oh, I've seen this. All plates, all rubber buns.
When children suddenly leave the street, and pretty neighbours meet. There's market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy and getting through and unca happy. Within on the land Scots miles,
This is all
the mosses, water, slaps and stiles lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fand honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae air ae night did canter. All there, wha ne'er tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Ah, Tam, hast thou been so wise as ta'e thy ain wife Kate's advice? She told you ill, there was a skellum, a blither and bluster and drug and blellum, that frae November to October, ae market day thou wasna sober. That thou can never in the mirror, thou sat as long as thou had summer. That every day was Paris.
That's actually Robert Burns. All his poems he's written. Right to live with me. So we've got the all cut, all good, the stains up here. So there's a all cut Burns Cottage. Been to that one. There's a museum and gardens. So we're going to now go to the Bridge of Doon. So that's it over here, Bridge of Doon. If you're coming down here, folks, I mean it's a lot to do. I can't remember it when I came here when I was a kid right enough, but there's a lot to do. And if you're hungry as well, there's cafeterias there. There's a shop if you want to buy any souvenirs. If you're not from Scotland and you want a wee souvenir to take back where you stay. Just heading up the Bridge of Doon route. Oh. Really Bridge of Doon. Oh, bloody hit that van. Anyway, this is the Bridge of Doon. Wow, look at this, folks. I mean, it's a nice place to take your dogs for a walk as well. I know, folks, if you're going to come here, I was asking myself, you can't take your dogs inside, like the museums and stuff, but you're okay for outside. So if you want to, but always check to make sure. But when I read up about it, it does say your dogs can come with you, but they're not allowed inside, basically. Right. Oh dear. See what it's like over here. we're at the Burns Monument Gardens now. I did go up the other way, but I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I've just come back. It's not, that is clear on here where you have to go, but as I walked up the other end where I've shown you where the bridge is, when you keep going on, it goes onto a road, so I don't know, best to come back away again now anyway. I think this is just taking me back up to the museum again. It's a lovely place down here, so it is. Great place to take the kids as well. Show kids a wee bit of history, get them off their computers, get them down to Ayrshire, visit the Burns cottage, Burns, all about his life. This is over here. So it says here, this stone was brought here when the 1788 new bridge of Robert Burns's poem, the Twa Briggs, was demolished and suffered flood damage in 1877. We just look at that, folks. I loved how they shaped all the stone back in them days. The bridge had featured 4 plaques such as this one, each bearing the Burns coat of arms, Ayrs Castle. Everywhere you go here, there's always a wee bit. It's got a wee bit of history. Let's see what this is. Bear with me, folks, it's a bit hard for me, being Scottish, even to try and read this. I'll try my best. We too had run about the braes and pulled the gowns fine. We wonder many a weary fit sang auld lang syne. Auld lang syne is very famous in Scotland. Weddings, you name it, parties, everybody loves it. New Year especially, it brings everybody together. And Runrig song is also a classic as well. I know it's got nothing to do with Robert Burns, but I'm just telling you, classic Scottish songs. Right, I'm just going to go through the cafeteria, so I need to put this off now. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you. Well, that's us done, folks, for another wee adventure down at Ayrshire. I've told you all about the history about Robert Burns and his family, where he was brought up, and all his history. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. It keeps me going and keeps me growing. And here we are, Robert Burns. Thank you.